With Son. Oh, Son's overhit that ball. It was good build-up play there by Spurs. Maddison did really well to keep the ball, and Pedro Porro has now fouled Garnacho. Needless foul, really. Richarlison is in a bit of discomfort here. Maybe a collision with Rafa Varane. Not had much in the game at all, Richarlison, as we've mentioned. And Son's cross was wildly overhit anyway. We're just seeing the replay now. It's Maddison who does find Heung-min Son, and he gets in a good position, the Spurs captain, but it's overhit, and it's a bit of a collision with Martinez, actually, not Varane. A lot of contact at all. He's back to his feet now, the Brazilian, and
come off second best. So whatever he was intending there. So there we go. He's one to avoid, I think, Martinez, rather than run into.
One of Spurs' best players. He wins a foul. I think that was harsh. It's a yellow card as well.
Oh, you kid. Let's take a look then, and let's see what Michael Oliver saw, because yeah, nah, he doesn't.
Actually, no. It looked like he did originally, but
it did. It did from our angle. Then we see the other angle, and Michael Oliver gave a yellow card, and now I really thought it was a terrible decision. We see it again, and he's quite right. He's chopped somebody down.
It looked like it was originally a good challenge from Antony, to be fair, running back, but and you look at the replay in close up, he has actually caught his man.
But then the other thing, then he's got the brass neck to complain about it, and I think, well, hang on. Referee's just seen and his reaction then is picked up by Bruno Fernandes, his captain, saying, "Oh, that's a terrible decision." Well, Bruno's chasing after him, and
in fact, Bruno's the one who's got booked actually for protesting now, the captain of Manchester United. And
well, he moans for a living, doesn't he? But he's a captain in that respect. But he's going to have to curve that, and he got a yellow card as well as Antony in that.
Yeah, needless from Bruno Fernandes, of course, when he absolutely was, and that's the decision. And the ball played in now, it's in towards Son, and the cross deflected offshore and hit the post. And Spurs have hit the post twice in this fixture back in April. His shot originally, a brilliant effort, comes off the crossbar, Hotspur, and it's 40 minutes played, and Spurs very close to going 1-0 up.
Yeah,
couldn't get any meaningful contact on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. It's this is it again, unlucky, and it's the underside of the crossbar as well. And then the cross comes in from Saar, hits Luke Shaw completely on. It's hit the post. They're hitting the post twice in a matter of seconds. Hits him. Oh, how unlucky is that? Would have been very unlucky in fairness. And then Richarlison on the rebound actually nearly volleys it in. He can't get there. And Manchester United counting their lucky stars on this occasion. They could have had a penalty earlier on, but they could easily be 1-0 down also. Antony on the right hand side now. He goes to go beyond Udogie. Udogie does well. Antony does, there's not enough on it, and I think it's Pedro Porro can simply head it back to his man. Antony's on a yellow card there, so that was a foul. I don't think it would have been a second yellow, but you don't want to be
too sort of weakly there. He's looking for a free kick and it didn't come, so aren't they? I'll go down and make a big deal of it. I might win a free kick, but a lot of it you're doing your little theatrics and all that. So so far I've really not been impressed with you.
Go towards the penalty area. Here is Udogie out to Son. Son on the left-hand side up against Wan-Bissaka, who has also been booked, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Saar has it now. Can he find that through ball? Here's Bissouma. Bissouma before half-time. Son into Richarlison. Richarlison goes to play it from Hotspur, but Tottenham Hotspur ending the half strongly for now.
Yeah, they've been all in. They've come close. Hit the woodwork twice, haven't they? But like we said, maybe a chance if this fella
Fernandes can get there. He does flick away. Rashford goes to take it beyond Van de Ven. Good defending though, who can find Saar on the right hand side. Can he get a ball through? Saar runs away from Garnacho, finds Richarlison. Sandro Martinez comes out but can't get there. Kulusevski not scored in 21 Spurs appearances. January his last goal. Worth a go, but very comfortable for Onana.
Yeah, he got a decent contact on it. I mean, it opens up there. He's very dynamic, and when he cuts in, he's thinking, right, okay. He doesn't look like a man who's going to get them sort of 10 or 12 goals this season, does he?
No, and is that a foul by Mason Mount there? It is a foul by Mason Mount, a former Chelsea man. He just goes to get Saar there. Yeah, it's definitely a foul by Mount. He goes through the back of him, and it's a free kick for Spurs in a dangerous position, one you'd fancy. James Maddison to put into the penalty area. The quality hasn't been great so far. He does take it early, actually. Manchester United are alive to it, though. And Bruno Fernandes gets there. Pedro Porro keeps it in, though. Crosses in. Headed by Romero.
Whoa.
Oh, we do. They're actually Onana under pressure to come out and simply claim it. But Romero just couldn't get forwards.
Again, he was unsighted by his own man. And, then the ball comes in that late. He can't really adjust to it. But Yeah, we talked about the height they've got. At some point that might...
And on the attack for the first time and a bit. Good ball through to Casemiro. Poor touch from the holding midfielder. Anthony threaded the ball through to him. Casemiro maybe not known in that area. Did get a few goals for Manchester United last season though. Poor touch from him and it runs through to Vicario.
Well, the only thing that's missing from this game is goals. We had bags of excitement and a lot of degree, but here come United again.
Ball through. It's Bruno Fernandes, just can't quite get there. It was Mason Mount. It was a good to Bruno. Maybe Bruno Fernandes could have just stuck out a leg there. He's just onside as well at the end of the first half. That's not much these days in the new rules that have come in. But 3 added minutes at the end of the half.
Well, the ball's scarcely been out of play, has it? And we haven't really had an injury stop. Need a goal, don't we?
Absolutely. Basuma in possession now. Poor ball though from Basuma and Pedro Porro. Not too impressed with that either, but if it does go in 0-0, he had a penalty after the handball earlier. We're just seeing the replay of Pedro Porro's earlier shot, rifled in. Oh, so unlucky. It hits the underside of the crossbar as well. Sometimes that might go in off the crossbar, but on this occasion, just hits the face of the crossbar and bounces straight out. And Tottenham Hotspur very close, taking the lead there as we see a close-up of Ange Postecoglou. Never lost a home game in his 2 seasons as Celtic manager. Premier League though at this level a completely different challenge.
Well, I tell you what, he will lose a home game this season. I can guarantee you that. Not like being with Celtic in the Scottish Premiership. Here come Tottenham.
Absolutely, and the ball might run through to Kulusevski, but Luke Shaw will get there. He does well there, Luke Shaw. Looks like it's going to put it out of play. In the end, tricks Kulusevski and keeps possession. And Bruno Fernandes finds Casemiro. Casemiro to Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side, just inside the Tottenham Hotspur half. Back to Casemiro again. Casemiro to Luke Shaw on the left. Luke Shaw to Garnacho. Can Manchester United end the first half strongly? Garnacho plays a good ball to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes plays one in, good ball in, and Garnacho, if anything, takes that ball off Marcus Rashford. It might have just fallen through to him there. The Argentine got the flick on, and it goes out for a goal kick. Not a bad ball by Fernandes, but Manchester United unable to make anything of it, and we're seeing the stats there. Both teams 3 shots each on target. Manchester United leading in shots 14-7, but the most important stat is the game is still goalless.
It is, but they've created twice as many chances, haven't they, Man United? And I think that makes them more likely to win the game. However, Spurs with it, they would work twice, so try and work that out. Maddison, here come Tottenham then. Maddison
through to Richarlison. I think the touch it's actually going to be given as a throw-in, to Tottenham. I think Martinez feels like the last touch came off the Brazilian. The ball was played through to Richarlison from Maddison. Martinez did well in the end. The 3 minutes are actually nearly up for half-time, and it is still 0-0. Can Tottenham, who've got possession now, end the first half with a goal? I think the referee Michael Oliver is going to blow that half-time whistle at any moment. The game's gone to a walking pace for now with Sarr. Sarr finds Pedro Porro, but that is the half-time whistle, and there's been no goals in the first half at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur have hit the woodwork twice, and Manchester United feel like they might have had a penalty. It's not been short on entertainment, but so far we're short on goals. Half-time, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester United 0.
At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more and thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more and thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more and thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. And thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50p piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in. The ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodworks too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is goalless at the break. Both teams have had their chances. Manchester United have fashioned a few more. I thought they might have had a penalty kick as well. Garnacho deflected shot, deflected off Romero's arm, but VAR took a good long look. It was borderline, but it wasn't given. Bruno had a great chance, great cross came in, his ball came off his head like a 50-pence piece. And for Spurs, they've hit the woodwork twice. Pedro Porro's drive came off the crossbar, and then a deflected shot came off the post too. We're back, and so too are the teams. Erik Ten Hag sits back, and well, we'll just look at Ryan Mason now on the Spurs bench. A penny for his thoughts. Our thoughts, Sam, are probably very much the same. Man United created more, but Spurs had the best opportunity to hit the woodwork twice that first half.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I think, as I said at the end of the half, I feel like the game hasn't lacked in entertainment, but I feel like maybe the quality in the final third could be a bit better. And as Spurs get us underway for the second half, hopefully we do see a goal before the final whistle. But with the way the first half went, if it stays up at that tempo, I'm expecting to see at least one goal before the final whistle. Yeah,
I was sort of fancifully saying two apiece. I was amazed that we didn't get a goal that first half, but anyway, I guess I'll stick by that. I've done well with my correct scores recently, so anyway, I'm almost bound to get one wrong out. You can't keep going to the well too many times, but I think there'll be goals anyway, as Spurs are on the ball. They would have to pass it a little bit better than they did in the first 20 minutes of the first half, as they do. You know, Van den Ven has his foot on the ball right now. Bruno can't really bother to close him down. Then the out ball is picked off by Anthony. As again, Udogie is he's making it difficult to find him. You know, the pass to him has got to be precise, and He's about 40 yards away, isn't he?
He's almost playing like a left midfielder, I agree. When his centre-backs have the ball, Van der Ven, who's playing left centre-back, he's not a short option, so he's actually near enough next to Anthony already, so that's hard for him to get to as Richarlison fouls Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, just catches him late there. So the Brazilian picks up the Argentinian. And he made the tough stuff though, isn't he? Lisandro Martinez. Real strong character. I mean, it's amazing, really. I marvel watching him. I think you can't. I mean, he's what, an inch bigger than me. I'm 5'8", he's 5'9". Only difference is he's playing centre back for Man United, and usually you get somebody a bit bigger in that role, don't you? But he reads play ever so well, and perhaps you don't always need those great big hulking guys. Anyway, the ball to Kulusevski, not what he desired. Look at Rashford chasing back after him as well. It's really good from him. I really like Rashford. I did get free school dinners when I was a lad, so I take on board what he's done for all kids like me. Not that I'm a kid anymore, Sam. But you know what I mean. So I'm glad that his football's come good as well as the other bits off the field. As look at you, Doggy here, slaloming around the Man United defence. Ball breaks the edge of the area. Madison. Now the ball breaking the other way. Anthony over the halfway line, cuts inside Van der Ven, but he's giving the ball away. Anthony, it was poor. One back by Varane. Look,
Maddison, Son's free. He's got to do better there, Maddison. He's in acres of room, Son, and he will like what he's seeing. But Manchester United on the attack.
Garnacho just the edge of the area now. He's all right foot on that left-hand side, but he gets the ball back to Shaw. He gets it back in turn. Ball out with feet done well. Finds Maddison now. Son Heung-min runs away from him. Maddison's about just over the halfway line, but he's held up by Wan-Bissaka. He's got a check in turn, but he's got skill. I thought Son ran away from him a little bit there. Anyway, Kulusevski now, he's on the ball. Again, where's the fullback gone? Kulusevski to the byline. Ball comes in. It's flicked off a body. It's stumped into the back of the net. Spurs have got the lead. Pape Sarr wheels away in delight.
Mentioned Spurs have started a second half with a sharpness about them, and that sharpness has been rewarded. It's really good play from Kulusevski running down that right hand side. He gets the cross in, it deflects. Mbasuma have had very good games so far, and Sarr gets the goal. It's a ball that you got to admit though, like you say, where was the left back Luke Shaw? Kulusevski, he's actually in the penalty area playing like a centre back, and Luke Shaw, like you say, he's no man's land. Garnacho's got a trap back. The deflection's fortunate, but once he gets it, to be fair to Sarr, that's a very good finish.
Yeah, I think the ball might have even come off the hand of Lisandro Martinez, so it might have been a penalty even if it wasn't thumped him. That's a good finish. I'm still looking for Shaw, and play breaks down there. Where's he gone? Anyway, that's a question for another day. Also, give credit Kulusevski. I said it, I thought he was Spurs' best player the first half. I think you liked Mbasuma, but anyway, it didn't matter between the pair of them. His cutback was pretty good though, I thought, and in the end it's yielded a goal. Rashford now on the run, trying to break free, but the three white shirts around him and eventually can't wriggle around up at the back end of the half. I was beginning to wonder whether we were going to get a goal, but we kept...
A moment ago, United come forward now. There could be a chance with Anthony. Anthony shoots. Oh, into the post! Oh, United immediately nearly strike back, and it's Man United's turn to hit the woodwork.
And again, that the frame of the goal will still be quivering after that shot from Anthony, but here's Son Heung-min now drives into the area. He's got the overlap now. Ball is crossed, and wow, there's way too much on that. Kulusevski down the left foot to cross there, scooped over the top. I mean, he's really struggling to find some of these bodies. Every time I'm looking for Pape Sarr in the middle, it ends up being you, Doggy. And I think, is he? Oh, and Lisandro then try to get the foot into the edge of the area. Maddison has it now, outstepping his right boot. Son Heung-min into the box. You, Doggy, an opportunity. It's saved by the keeper at his near post, Onana. That could easily have gone in and been 2-0. Wowie.
Well, you mentioned John, goals make games. The goal has certainly made this game since the goal goes in. Anthony hits the post up. Chance was massive. It comes in. It's an easy enough save for Onana. The shot from Udogie is straight at him at the near post. He gets there, but then Spurs nearly capitalise again. It's Son into the area, and obviously Anthony hitting the post a moment ago as well. There's chances at both ends now. We're looking at the Anthony.
Beaten there, isn't he?
Vicario's beaten.
No chance. He's curled it around the defender, curled it around the keeper. The only thing he hasn't curled it around is that post. It was in the way and came off the inside of the post as well, didn't it? Anyway, corner kick now. Chance to make it 2-0. Well, I was fancying 2 apiece. It looked sort of a bit of a forlorn task, that, didn't it, getting that scoreline right? But anything is possible in this game. Comes off the shoulder of the defender, I think Varane. And it's volleyed straight up in the air by Garnacho, chested away by Bissouma into the box. Lisandro Martinez says he brought his man down. Box Spurs still have it, looking to get the back of the net, and the ball eventually scrapes into the hands of Onana. And VAR, I'm sure, will take a look at that. Michael Oliver having a word, an opportunity then to take a look. Romero's still down, Maddison's still down. Play undoubtedly will stop.
Absolutely. Well, the first one, I think Martinez, I'm not sure what Martinez is actually doing. Is Michael Oliver going to look here into him? I think he might have caught him there. Romero's made the most of it. He actually kicks the ball. Not sure it was intentionally against Romero afterwards, but I think Martinez completely, don't know what he's done there. He's kind of lost flat at the... Oh, no, I think that could be a penalty. I think he
made contact with him.
He's done well to
just a
that.
tangle of legs. It's the first one, isn't it, Romero, with Martinez. They're both challenging for the ball. The thing about that is Romero's not challenged, neither gets the ball. So I think that's probably what says.
Given Manchester United unlucky to not have a penalty in the first half, I think Tottenham there, I think it's just the way Martinez fouls him, as you rightly say. The ball's not in control of the referee's just going to give the ball back to the Tottenham goalkeeper Vicario here, and just get to take a free kick. But since the goal went in, it's been chances galore for both teams. It's really really open, this game. The penalty's not been given, and Spurs get us back underway in what's turning into a thrilling encounter.
Yep, so far so good, eh? First half, Man United all out to try and get back in. Overcommitting there though, and then now Spurs picking it up. The ball won't break kindly, and Varane now gets on the end of a deflected ball for the Lily Whites. As Anthony outstep finds that Rashford, he can bomb on now. Bissouma was with him. Rashford's goal side that he's brought down by Udogie, and that will be a free kick. And Rashford will pick himself up. He's now only one has. Anthony was dead unlucky. They had a lot of chances. None better than Bruno's header in the first half, which was a free header. Bruno taking a free kick now, and another opportunity, and they kept finding Varane with his set piece the first half.
Miro, what a save that is from the goalkeeper Vicario. I'm not sure if it was really one for the cameras, but either way, it's a vital save. I said Casemiro popped up with goals towards the end of last season, Vicario, and that'll do his confidence the world of good. He does like a Superman-like dive, tips the ball over, and it's still 1-0.
Yeah, it's a good save that, I think. Corner kick now, that's taken short. An opportunity then for Bruno to put the ball into the far post this time. It's a great delivery in. Eventually it's spooned clear by Son Heung-min. Kulusevski now tangling with on it. He'll have to stop play because Kulusevski's gone down holding his head, but Michael Oliver has said it's one of those things. So that's great refereeing, but was the referee right?
There's no intention there. I think it might be the studs that have caught Kulusevski, and in fairness to Wan-Bissaka card, so if that is deemed a foul, he's going to be off. But I do think, to be fair to Wan-Bissaka, I don't think there's much in that, and I think that Oliver's done the right thing there.
Yeah, well done, Michael Oliver. Well, the game going end to end, I really enjoyed it. I know it's a good game because that we've had. I mean, it could be two apiece already, couldn't it? Because we've had some absolute quality chances. The more we look at Vicarious save, the better it looks, because he had a lot of ground to make up.
The whole, make this save look good, but if anything, the ball is actually going away from him. So Casemiro's header isn't actually central; it's moving away, and he does well. Not only does he get a hand to it, coming into the league, Tottenham have had the same #1 for 10 years now, over 10 years in Hugo Lloris. So it's big gloves to fill for him, and if he can keep a clean sheet in his first game at home for Tottenham, that'll do his confidence the world of good, as we now see a replay.
Why Luke Shaw is so narrow there, I don't understand it. I mean, it might be down to laziness. Maybe he's just lost his position there, but essentially he's lost his man. There's no way that Garnacho's been told, don't forget you're looking after Kulusevski. That's not his game. Obviously, you're out in the field and you've got Porro running past him. Not that Kulusevski's got 10 yards in him to start with. So it's Luke Shaw's man. If you're left back, you've got to be looking for the winger, and he did. Here's an opportunity. Bruno Fernandes. He made the save anyway. Did the flag go up? I'm not sure.
It did go up. The flag did go up.
Let's take a look. Was he just didn't quite bend his run enough, did he? Again, the man with the flag keeps it down until the save is made. Was just about good enough.
Really good save actually by Vicario. Offside or not, you've got to make that save. It's a low shot from Bruno. It's a good shot from Bruno. Low, hard for the goal. Now well with Maddison.
Yeah, Maddison's playing well, everybody. And again, marking his slack as Kulusevski breaks away, edge of the box. A shot and a lot of ball watching going on. Firstly for Spurs, watching their own player, Maddison, play well. And then Kulusevski just drops the shoulder. And again, I don't know what Shaw's thinking about there, but he just lets him go. We'll just cut off for a minute because I thought that...
I absolutely agree, yeah. I think they just kind of stand off, don't they? And then the shot comes in from Bissouma. It's way off target, but all it takes is Bissouma to hit a brilliant strike there and it could go in and you could be 2-0 down. So you've got to be careful as Anthony gives the ball away really cheaply, but to be fair to the Brazilian, and now Spurs can come forward.
Yeah, they can. Here comes Son. No great pace, but he's only got Varane to take on. He'd surely be quicker than him. He's waiting for support, gets it from Maddison, flicks it back to him. Chance to put the ball in the box then. Can Richarlison get there? No, Martinez heads it away in ahead of him. As Bissouma now into the box. Little Marseille turn from him. Ball flicked forward. Udogie into it. A chance now. A real opportunity for Son Heung-min. Shot comes in, blocked away by Shaw. Well, the benefit of being narrow this time by Shaw is that
Udogie wants it for himself. He plays it to Son. Son is just running, tries to get the shot away. To be fair to Luke Shaw, it's a good block. But Man United, again, they're kind of ball-watching a little bit there. Shaw is there to make the block, but all of a sudden, it's still 1-0, but Tottenham are having their chances. And this game, right now, it's absolutely anyone's. But if anyone's going to score out with two teams right now...
So they have got a height advantage. That's a poor delivery, though. The ball's headed away by Casemiro at the near post. Ball with Pedro Porro, and then Son. Can he scrape it away? Well, the ball eventually will reach Maddison. Bruno strike now. Bissouma on it, and well, Kulusevski's outright again. This time Shaw goes to greet him. Now Kulusevski looking to drop his shoulder, gets it out with his feet. Sweeps a decent ball out again to Maddison. Looking for Richarlison, the ball into the box. Shaw's read that one like a book this time. Runs over the top of the ball. Ball goes out. That will be a goal kick.
A little bit overhit in the end by Kulusevski. The ball through to Pedro Porro. But I will give credit. Whatever Ange Postecoglou said to Spurs at half-time, it's definitely worked. He looks so much more sharper in this second. Hudson's still been very quiet, but I feel like the players in the middle of the park in particular are really getting a second off, and they've made it count.
Yeah, absolutely. Udogie moans, and he's moaned himself into a yellow card there. Well, that's his destiny today. You know, there's no point doing that. There's nothing to be gained at this season. You're wasting time. Time will be added on anyhow. And he got himself a yellow card. His swashbuckling approach as Son Heung-min keeps the ball in at the byline now. An opportunity down the left-hand side. He stabs the ball to the edge of the box. Maddison does well just to recycle that. Son Heung-min gets it out with his feet. Now a chance for Bissouma, drops the shoulder. Ooh, he was nearly fouled at the edge of the box. Goes near post. And he doesn't quite make it stick. But that
in this game, that's absolutely brilliant. This is Casemiro. He goes beyond him not once but twice. Goes to sneak it in that bottom corner. You see what he's trying to do, Bissouma. It's not quite there, and it looks like a form of changes. And I think Erik ten Hag will know these changes are needed because right now, Tottenham Hotspur are the team on top.
I think Anthony, for me, has had a disappointing game. I'm not sure about the other change that we made, but I would expect him to go off. To run round Luke Shaw. Shaw's picked a good line to run on the inside of him when he comes up with the ball. Garnacho now picks it up, but he runs into the challenge of Sarr. Sarr's grown into the game as well.
Start of the game, how important this is for Sarr and Bissouma to have good games. I think those two have been absolutely fantastic in this second half. They've completely ran the show, and this Manchester United midfield is not a...
Yeah, Udogie again, very sloppy in possession, and now Anthony, can he make it stick? He runs into a challenge yet again, and he's lost the ball. Udogie now, ball forward to Richarlison, try to hold it up. Looking to spin it round the corner. It's played it off the Man United man. He's a triple change now. So he clearly doesn't like what he sees, does he? And the other playing on is Diogo Dalot. So yeah, plenty of changes to be made.
Absolutely, Erik ten Hag clearly not liking what he's seen. Anthony is one of the players withdrawn. Can't really say I'm surprised. I think Anthony's been frustrating. Garnacho, the youngster, also coming off. Garnacho's still got a lot to learn, but he's a fine talent. And Diogo Dalot on for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Ten Hag probably thinking, don't want to risk that yellow card. The last thing Manchester United wants at this point is to lose a man. But yeah, Christian Eriksen actually scored in Tottenham's last home win against Manchester United back in February 2018. That game was played at Wembley Stadium when Tottenham were playing their games there. And looking at Garnacho's face on the bench, it doesn't look like he's too impressed with what's been going on the pitch. But Tottenham are the team on top, and hopefully for Ten Hag's sake, these changes will do him good. But it's Spurs coming forward.
Yeah, Pedro Porro's ball. It's taking a big deflection. Did that ball go out? And Anna makes it look like he kept it in, and he did. So good work from him. So yeah, just a change. And quite how they're going to work out, I don't know. But I guess that puts one more man in midfield next to Casemiro. They tend to be more sort of 4-2-3-1 when he's in. Shaw now on the ball, left-hand side. He's got Sancho ahead of him. Rashford still looks like he's playing the lone striker all through the middle. Anyway, now into midfield. Pape drops his shoulder. Eriksen can't live with that for pace. The Senegalese too quick for him. And now the ball out with Son. Dalot looking to hold him, but the ball stabbed to Udogie. He's finding his way into the box. He's looking to turn Varane. He heals, but it wasn't a bad idea. There's still defending to do for Manchester United. They're really struggling to get out of their own half this second half.
They absolutely are, as I mentioned a moment ago. Ange Postecoglou's half-time team talk seems to have done wonders for Tottenham. I think Bruno Fernandes' cushion header there is looking for Dalot, but Dalot doesn't make any movement, and the ball goes harmlessly out for a throw-in. And Manchester United, they just need to settle down here, because right now Tottenham are well on top, and as I mentioned, those changes have got to make an impact. But right now, Tottenham are just playing with so much confidence and looking so good on the ball, and you've got to say they're getting it right at the moment, the home side.
Yeah, they are. It's quite a staggering turnaround, really. It's weird, isn't it? Football, you never quite get your fingers into it. It's just an ever-movable feast. But Man United have got a good, strong squad. They can't get the ball at the minute. Again, Kulusevski on it, drives forward, looking for Richarlison, flying in the air, but the ball too much loft, and Anana comes out, and it's a comfortable claim in the end. It's just flinging himself at everything. Feel a bit sorry for him. The service hasn't been great, but he does keep on going, Richarlison. I know he looks like a miserable so-and-so, but he'll keep on going. We know that much about him.
Yeah, that's one thing you do say about Richarlison. He's not had much joy at all since his signing from Everton in terms of in front of goal, only the 3 goals in all competitions. But I do think that Richarlison, he always keeps going, he's always making moves, he's always closing down. So full credit to him really for that. And the cross from Kulusevski, then sometimes as a number 9, that can be what you ask for. Yeah,
it's right. They've kind of shoehorned him into the team. I think the problem for me is that really he should be playing the same position as Son Heung-min. Now he's the captain, and his relationship with Kane was incredible. So they were never going to sort of drop him, although they did, didn't they? And then he won his place back. He wasn't dropped for long. But yeah, Richarlison's struggling to find his place. For me, he's an inside left. That's his strongest role. And we're going to see a couple of changes now. Looks like Perisic, Ben Davies is going to come on for Udogie, I would have said. But anyway, it's a good time to hand it over. We're about 3/4 of the way through the game. You're listening to independent off-tube studio commentary. It is Tottenham Hotspur 1, Manchester United 0, and it's going to be Sam now to take us through to full time.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. A good time as the changes are coming in, and Richarlison is one of them players coming off for Tottenham Hotspur. Destiny Udogie replaced by Welshman Ben Davies. Ben Davies been at Tottenham Hotspur a fair few years now, must be approaching a decade, and Richarlison not looking the happiest as he comes off, and the experienced Ivan Perisic, and you imagine that would mean Heung-min Son would go through the middle and Perisic will go out to the left. Perisic, the Croatian, often used as a wing-back under Antonio Conte, but
I thought that was nuts, to be honest. But he's sort of elder statesman now, isn't he? He knows the route to goal, but making him work back that hard, I thought, didn't really suit him, No,
especially not the ages that. Richarlison looks rather frustrated. Is a bit of a picture his face on the bench at the moment. As John rightly points out, he never looks too happy, Richarlison. But I think right now he's
listen, he looks furious when he scores. So it's very difficult to work out what emotions are coursing through his veins at the minute.
Absolutely, as Manchester United have the ball with Lisandro Martinez, who goes back to Andre Onana, who has conceded his first goal as a Manchester United goalkeeper today, and he gets the ball back, Onana, and it's going to be flicked on by Fernandes. Basuma can find Sarr, and can Tottenham Hotspur build forward? A first touch for Ben Davies. Again, the last win Tottenham Hotspur had at home to Manchester United back in February 2018. Their last win against Manchester United was the famous 6-1 at Old Trafford 3 years ago. And Tottenham can come forward again. It's a really good play that from Pedro Porro. And Basuma, Kulusevski goes back to him. Poor ball though from him. And here's Jadon Sancho. What sort of impact can he have? It's a good run from Sancho on the left-hand side. And he goes to go beyond Basuma. It comes off Basuma and goes for a throw-in. Fortunately for Basuma, that could have easily trickled out for a corner, and that might have spelt trouble for Tottenham Hotspur.
The only thing, if you're a full-back and you've got to defend against one of these guys who's inside left or right, you pretty much know if he's on the left-hand side, he's going to want to cut onto his right and get shots away, So there, the defender just reads that. He's always going to cut back onto his right, and he just blocked his path. Nice initial play by Sancho, but he's got to do more. He hasn't convinced me at all in a Man United shirt yet that he deserves to be there.
Absolutely, Sancho into his 3rd season at Old Trafford. He obviously at Man City, of course. Sancho did score in the 2-2 draw against Spurs back in April, but largely for the big money they signed him for from Borussia Dortmund. Not quite maybe lived up to it yet. Here's Eriksen, the former Tottenham Hotspur man, plays it in, headed away by Ben Davies, and Perisic can just absolutely hammer it forward, and Heung-min Son will chase. Onana's come a long way from home, but Onana very comfortable out there, plays it to Varane, and Varane refines the Danish Christian Eriksen. Played round the corner well from, I think, Dalot there, playing a central role as far as I saw then, but Casemiro finds Bruno Fernandes, the captain. It's a poor ball though from him, and he only picks out Kulusevski, and Kulusevski can approach his own half. He takes it in on the right-hand side. Kulusevski runs to get across and make the challenge. Really good play from the young man, and this could be, if it turns out to be the winning goal, it's going to be a memorable day for him.
They've got good players, Sarr and Bissouma. I like Højbjerg as well, he's on the bench today.
Eriksen slips. And very fortunately Varane got there. Eriksen, the former Tottenham Hotspur man, very nearly unhappy return. And Maddison nearly there, and to be fair to Varane, he has to do something. All he can do is put it behind for a corner, a cheap corner to give away, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, we can all slip, can't we? It's not necessarily a mistake, just one of those things, but it wasn't a good ball to him. It put him really under pressure, didn't it?
Absolutely. And Tottenham do have, whose corners haven't necessarily been always on point this afternoon, but there's a chance to win. Son just outside the penalty area on the left-hand side, and Son looking for options, and he finds Bissouma. Tottenham have got to make sure they keep the ball well here, as Manchester United have got players around. Some really good ball forward though to Ivan Perisic. Can he? Maddison on the edge of the area. Maddison trying to see where to go. Maddison eventually goes back to the Croatian Perisic. Perisic plays it in. Good ball. Good header away by Luke. Bring it away. Can he come forward? Absolutely brilliant play once again by that man Sarr to put it out for a throw.
Yeah, he came across there. He had to make that really. Rashford was bombing on. He just won't allow it, will he? And he's having a cracking game. You know, he and Bissouma look a really good pair in there. As strong as you like. I quite like 4-2-3-1 when it works well, and it didn't work at all the first half, so I don't know what they've said at half-time to get it going, but they look a million miles apart from where they were in the first half.
Absolutely. Nearly 75 minutes gone at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Listen to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Manchester United 0. A goal from Pape Sarr, and Pape Sarr up, but Sarr with his big moment here, applauding them fans. And he is going to come off, and the Tottenham fans, well, he certainly warmed their hearts today, and right now he's on course to score the winning goal. There is still a little bit of time to go, but Pape Sarr, a huge moment for him as he walks off the field. We're not quite seen who's replaced him yet. We will see now, and it's going to be, I believe that's Højbjerg, the Danish international, coming on. Exchanges a high five and a hug with his manager. Danish, the former Southampton man, comes onto the field, and got to say, John, well, what a day it's been for Pape Sarr, and right now he might well be the man who's got the winning goal in this game.
He might be winning goal, man of the match. Going off, but there's such a long time to go, and that'll be very bitter, won't it, if Man United manage to get back in, and you wouldn't rule that out. Absolutely
not. We mentioned the great pairing of Shaw. Luke Shaw finds Mason Mount on the left. Mason Mount's been anonymous in this second half. I must say, chests it back to Vicario. Has made a couple of good saves in the second half himself. But when Luke Shaw crosses that ball there, no one for Manchester United is really in there. They don't have that target man, do they? And I think crosses like that aren't really what's going to trouble Tottenham.
No, absolutely. You said something there well about Mason Mount. I just thought, yeah, what happened? What happened to him? You know, they've had some pretty good number 7s in their past, haven't they, Man United? But this fella, I thought he had a decent first half. He looks like he's playing further up the field now. Maybe that's why we haven't seen him, because they've been struggling in that respect. But anyway, yeah, he needs to get involved a little bit more. A disappointing second period.
Brilliant there from Pedro Porres, trapped back on Rashford. I mean, Rashford, as John said earlier on, I think his game tonight has been much better than it was against Wolves. I think against Wolves on Monday night, he looked a very frustrated figure, wasn't really getting the ball. Rashford's worked extremely hard this afternoon, but hasn't really had the luck so far, but he's always going to work hard, Rashford, and Erik ten Hag has persisted with keeping him on the field for now, as Tottenham Hotspur bring it away. Pedro Porro kicks it forward, only as far though as Rafa Varane. And Varane finds captain Bruno Fernandes, who loses it cheaply, and Heung-min Son wins it. Can Son come in the end? It's blocked, but they have it back with Ben Davies. Ben Davies out to Son. Son to Maddison, closed down by Mount, but he goes back to Heung-min Son, the captain. Son on the left, just goes backwards. Tottenham happy to play the game a little bit at walking pace there. Don't want to commit too many men forward. Basuma, excellent work again from him. He finds Højbjerg. Højbjerg to Pedro Porro. Oh, desperately unlucky with his excellent strike in the first half that came back off the crossbar. Still 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur, just over 10 minutes to go at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You listen to unofficial off-tube studio commentary. Can Ange Postecoglou get his first 3 points as Tottenham manager?
We're just looking at Basuma, and what a fine second half he's had, and you know he's doing really well. And for some reason, Conte didn't fancy him. You know, when you saw him play at Brighton with Caicedo, you just thought he's brilliant. You know, it's a no-brainer that he moves up to a kind of bigger club and all that. And then Conte just don't fancy him. You know, but you can clearly see today that he's a cracking player, and I'm hoping that he can just settle down and have a good season now.
He's rediscovered that Brighton form today. He's been absolutely brilliant, Basuma, so far, and he'll be hoping that's a sign of things to come under Ange Postecoglou as Maddison finds Ben Davies. Davies invited to come forward. Davies goes on, goes through to Kulusevski. Too much on it though from the Welshman. Kulusevski made that run in behind. Onana will take Ben Davies. Had acres of room to run forward there. Invited to come forward. Ball. Varane brings it forward just inside the Tottenham half. Here's Rashford. Back to Mount. Not had much of the ball in the second half, Mount. He goes to cross one in, does he? Wearing Vicario. Made a great save off Casemiro earlier. That one was much easier.
Yeah, it's booning in, and me and you would have caught that. 10 minutes left of regulation play. But I
tells up. Here's Christian Eriksen now. Eriksen can come forward. He plays it out to Dan. And Varane can find Lisandro Martinez, who's come far forward, and he plays a ball in. Poor Leicester look like they're going to make their entrance in a few moments, but they're still 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur, and it's in possession with Vicario. He finds Van der Ven, a solid showing from the summer signing today, Van der Ven. And here is Ben Davies. He doesn't break that duck today as long as Tottenham win though. Maddison to Højbjerg.
Yeah, thinking about Van der Ven, he's not really been tested today. You wouldn't be able to say whether he's a good player or not just off having watched this, would you? You know, a lot of the play's gone wide today, hasn't it, rather than straight through the middle. But anyway, Kulusevski back on the ball. He's had a good, strong game today. You know, we know exactly what he's doing, but stopping him is the problem. And Man United have failed to do that today.
Absolutely, Maddison, really good ball out to Perisic, who takes it in well. Perisic in. Ben Davies! Oh, it's gone in! Ben Davies never touched it. The ball was simply played, and it just goes in. Onana was completely unsighted. Well, not unsighted, he was completely fooled. I think he expected Davies to have the shot. I don't think the ball connected with the Welshman.
I think it hit him because he's claiming it. So, anyway, we'll see, won't we? It'll all come out in the wash. Ben Davies has sort of inverted and gone into the box on the inside of what's happening out that left wing. But let's
first. Perisic then plays it in. Does Davies get anything? I'm not sure he does, but it's very faint if it does.
And then it's the deflection.
We'll see here. Perisic plays it in. Davies, he does get something. Oh, it's actually hit Lisandro Martinez and trickled in. I think that's going to be an own goal for the Argentinian. He goes to kick it. It comes off Davies, then hits Martinez. It's one of them. Onana's helpless. He stands still. He can't do anything about it.
I think Ben Davies gets the assist. You know, yes, he just scrapes something on it.
Well, either way.
But it's definitely OG for Lisandro, and it's definitely 2-0.
Well, if you're a Tottenham fan, you don't care who scored it. The important thing is your team is 2-0 up. The first home game under Ange Postecoglou. That might well have wrapped up the 3 points for the North London side. It's got to be said, Manchester United's away form against the Big Six last year was poor. Well, not the Big Six, the top 10 was poor last year. And, well, it's really poor. The changes Manchester United are about to make, while they were meant to be brought on at 1-0, they've now got a massive, massive uphill task. And it's got to be said, on the second half display, I think Tottenham Hotspur thoroughly deserved this 2-goal lead.
Yeah, I mean, when you know you're in front, when you're creating opportunities like Man United did the first half, you've got to take them. Yeah, definitely OG, because that was going wide. Ben Davies did scrape something on it, you know, the tiniest feather, but it didn't matter. Mason Mount goes off, and he should have come off a while ago because his contribution has been next to nothing. And Martial comes on. In fact, it's part of a double change, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Rashford and Mason Mount both coming off. And it is, I think it's Rashford there for it. I mean, Rashford not looking happy either. That is a rare thing to see. And Anthony Martial takes his place, and a few players going to look happy with their side losing. Palestri and Martial on, Rashford and Mount off, and Manchester United.
Well, I don't think changing everything is always the right thing to do. I didn't really see what Marcus Rashford had done wrong. I think he's had a good, lively game, you know, and for me, he's their most dangerous player. So quite why they took him off, I don't know. So I think that's why he's upset.
Absolutely. Ericsson now plays it to Anthony Martial. His first touch, he finds Casemiro. And plays it through to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes goes to shoot. It's blocked. I think Fernandes had a better option there to bat. Unfortunate own goal to put his side 2-0 behind. Massive uphill battle for Manchester United. Bad ball, but Vicario's had a fine second half, to be fair. Fair to him, the goalkeeper comes in.
A really good addition. He's you know, he's really tall. He fills the goal frame pretty well. Yeah, he looks a good acquisition, I would have said.
Absolutely. Olson gives it away to Casemiro, and he headed away. I thought that might be heading in for a moment. It's Jadon Sancho. Sancho to Shaw. Shaw does cross in, it's deflected, it's headed away by Basuma. Dalot, Manchester
Tell you
finds
what,
Dalot.
They're going to have to crack on, Sam, if they're going to get my
Absolutely.
scoreline right.
Absolutely.
But a nervous last few minutes, and we never know what's on the clock nowadays.
Absolutely, especially with the nerve. Is that a penalty? Referee says no, he's just pointed for a goal kick. Bruno Fernandes protests. It's beyond Davis. Is there much in it? No, I don't think you can give that. There's very...
I think, again, Ben Davies, you know, he'd been beaten for pace from Ben Davies. I really don't. And he's come across, and on Kulusevski's run his race, he played really well today. And if Sarr wasn't man of the match, just to bring some fresh bodies on, Porro is the other one going off.
And Emerson Royal, 6 days ago. Emerson Royal going to come onto the field for the final few moments here, we can confirm. And Tottenham Hotspur lead by 2-0. It's a first goal. Tottenham in possession with Son. Oh, that's a good ball from Son. And the ball comes forward now. That's actually really good play, to be honest, by Perisic. And they're looking at the shot stats now. 15 to only 7 on target for Tottenham and 5 for Manchester United.
But still, Man United more shots, you know.
Right himself, and commentators curse he gives the ball away, just as I say that. For probably the first time today. Here it is. Perisic, he finds Maddison in the penalty area. What can Maddison do? It was almost like he just hit it and hoped it'd deflect off someone, but United can come forward, which in the penalty area, and he goes backwards towards Dalot. And Dalot finds more easier save than the earlier header for Vicario, catches it comfortably, and it's still 2-0.
Of football by numbers, wasn't it? But never really looked like it was going to quite come off. We haven't seen much of that magic today. Man United have always had good players out wide. Do they? I think that, you know, Fernandes is going to create it. I'm really unconvinced by Martial when he comes.
Because it would be a very nervy last 9 minutes, but we do know it's 9 added minutes. They've still got plenty of time with Palestri. Dalot, good play by Dalot. Skips in, crosses in. Basuma's there again. How many times have we said that today? Well, Spurs keeper's gaining confidence every time he catches a ball, isn't he? And he looked a lot more composed.
Yes, and really rather tame, but that's almost like Bruno giving up, you know. Anyway, here come Tottenham looking for a third.
Brilliant from Højbjerg, spins away from Jadon Sancho. Not something you really associate with the Dane midfielder. He does excellently to turn away. He's back in possession now, and he goes back to Vicario. And I mentioned this is the first win for Tottenham Hotspur, if it stays like this, against Manchester United since February 2018. At home, that is. That game was played at Wembley. But all that matters now is Tottenham are winning by 2-0, and Ange Postecoglou might well be getting his first win as Spurs manager. Emerson Royal comes forward, and he finds...
Look at his head down there. There's a massive gap that I think Maddison, whoever it was at top, was running through. He just didn't look up. Yeah, it was a perfect run. This fella just looking down at his bootlaces. You think, oh, reasonable game today. But I don't fancy Emerson Royal.
It's Højbjerg. Tottenham happy to keep possession in their own half. They nearly give it away, though, and Basuma took the Frenchman. And Spurs still have possession on that right-hand side, and the cross is going to come in and claim. Not been a happy first away appearance, though, for the Cameroonian Andre Onana. Picked the ball much better in this second half, and this will encourage Postecoglou.
Yeah, they've got good players, Man United. Bit of magic, and we just haven't seen it today. And it does remind me of last season. Remember what slow? I doubt that. But you know, you really could.
Absolutely, the man of the match was a pick really out of them. I think Basuma and Saar absolutely dominated the mid.
Last season, but quite ordinary, hasn't he? You know, yeah, the Spurs midfield.
Added minutes halfway through the 9 added minutes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We'll listen to unofficial hero. Good ball in from him towards Palestri. Oh, I say that, not really enough on it. And Ben Davies won them a trophy, top 4. But this season, you feel like with the money they've spent, it's a big season now.
No, they don't. It's same old, really. You know, where's the momentum? I know a third, you know, it was a really good effort, but it's Man United, you know. But it doesn't look to me, it's early days, but they don't look to me like added more. They look like they're in a better shape. We'll find out a lot more today. I think they might afford to that. But there are a lot of good teams out there. Man United.
Corner, I believe. Luke Shaw did well there. He won the ball back on the left-hand side. Comes forward, gets it to...
Oh, I was going to say a lot of them won't have far to go on, will they?
That's a good point. Be cleared, surely it is. And Heung-min Son, the captain, gets it further clear. Here's Sancho, though. Can he do... Good ball. Header comes in.
Whoa!
Oh, it's hit the crossbar. Rafa Varane it was who got his head to
onto the bar, so it didn't matter. Let's take another look.
Oh, it is, yes. If anything, that's actually a really good save. And the goalkeeper got up, to be fair. I don't think it was intentional, but yeah, 7.
He's sneaky, trying a faultless performance.
Absolutely, I think Vicario's been excellent. I thought he was quite shaky last week at Brentford. Understandable. Brentford, tough place to go. First game in England, but I think today he's especially to Palestri, and Palestri now can come forward. He's got options. Oh, he plays it out. It's going to be a
wrong, didn't he? In my opinion, you don't have that much time in the Premier League. Trying to work out what to do.
But oh yeah, he's left one in. I think again he actually gives the ball away, Palestri, to Davis anyway. So Basuma doesn't make that 2-0 down. It's going to take a mammoth effort to come back from here. But
well, it's probably been out of the game.
Absolutely, Bruno Fernandes, the captain, you'd imagine will be the man to take it. He's the only one over the ball. Fernandes over it. Can the Portuguese come up with something?
Time they were gone in, and they said, right, we're twice as good as the opposition in terms of shots. Sitting about on the bench, and now they're having a smile. But anyway. Time team talk for Postecoglou, do better. Referee's blown his whistle. They did do better second ball in the end. So a victory for Tottenham. We'll be doing Newcastle against Man City. Thanks for joining us.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet? Correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets. It's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can see in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're into total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last score, exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football